Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Yes, I know what I put as the title of this video, and it is a very, very real title for this video. The Dallas Cowboys could possibly be trying to go into their Los Angeles Rams bag from a few seasons ago. Let's get right into it. This right here is crazy news, and we have to keep an eye on it. Be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content and news on the regular to the minute. Man, shut your up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you may see this big white man behind me right here, this big, violent, vicious white man behind me, and you may be wondering, what does Maxx Crosby, the Las Vegas Raiders standout defensive end, have to do with the Dallas Cowboys? Well, apparently, Jerry and company want him to have to do a lot with the Dallas Cowboys because comes some very, very exciting news. This is being tweeted by Trey Wingo. According to sources, the Dallas Cowboys have made inquiries with the Raiders about a potential trade for Maxx Crosby. Holy cow. Give them one of those first-round picks yesterday. Throw in a second, throw in Mozzie Smith ass, and let's call it a day, bruh. Holy cow. The Dallas Cowboys are going for the full gusto this season, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we are obviously not going to get too excited about this breaking and developing story right here. But this is exactly the type of thing we started to see right before the George Pickens trade got pulled. Remember, the reports, this timeline has been the same. Before the George Pickens trade, we went and did a little bit of extra research, went and listened to some of the Pittsburgh Steelers beat reporters, and they were, in fact, talking about the Cowboys being one of the teams calling about George Pickens. Then we heard from the Cowboys, hey, we're trying to get a receiver. Yeah, we are calling around. We're looking for something. And then, boom, George Pickens happens. A similar thing has started to happen with the Cowboys over the last couple of weeks with this situation. I'm not trying to get y'all hyped up, your feelings up too much, but, man, the Cowboys are absolutely trying to make a splash right now. I thought they were just going to try to add like a third or second tier type of player, but no. They're going for the full gusto. If you're trying to add someone like a Maxx Crosby to this team, he helps your pass rush. He helps your secondary. He helps your linebackers. He helps everyone on your roster. And we start to hear the whispers about the Cowboys kind of potentially being a team calling around asking for defensive help. We saw Diana Rossini come out and talk about it a couple days ago. We've heard Brian Broaddus talk about it. We've heard myself talk about it. And now Trey Wingo is putting names to it. Not only do we have a team, but we have a player that the Dallas Cowboys are apparently looking at. This is super exciting. Matter of fact, go ahead, quote tweet this right now. Do it. Give them what they want. This is a Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl win now move. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel. This is a Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl win now move, and as it pertains to Maxx Crosby and what he's contributed so far this season, 28 tackles from that defensive end position. Why is that important? Because if you go and look at some of the other premier defensive ends in the league, they don't have nearly as many tackles. In fact, the pass rusher we just got off of, he finally is starting to have a couple of multi-tackle games. I think he may have just crossed double-digit tackles maybe this past weekend. Maxx Crosby has 28 tackles, which lets you know he's active in playing against the run. And he has 4 sacks, so he is still getting to the quarterback this season. Maxx Crosby leads the Raiders with 22 total pressures and 8 quick pressures. Maxx Crosby has generated a pressure on 10.4% of opposing dropbacks this season, which would be well below his career average of 13.1 and a position average of 12.1. So the Raiders, a bad team, kind of in a very dysfunctional type of situation right now. They just had their rookie come out and talk about the fact that they don't have a winning culture in the locker room. Maxx Crosby, while he is one of those kind of high-profile guys that brings a certain level of stardom with him. He has, for all measures, has been a football guy first. Yes, he's appeared and did some talking engagements and stuff like that. But, man, Maxx Crosby is all about football. And if this right here is the move that the Dallas Cowboys ultimately settle on, I am above the moon for this one, man. Maxx freaking Crosby, adding him to this Dallas Cowboys defense would be a godsend. And I know a lot of smart asses out there is going to be like, well, I mean, you already had a pass rusher that was better than Maxx Crosby. Did we? Did we really have a pass rusher that was better than Maxx Crosby? Because if you go back and look at it, the pass rusher we had did a lot of his work against some of the worst competition. A lot of his work. The thing that a lot of you guys accused the entire Cowboys team of doing, playing his best against low competition. No, that's what actually our old pass rusher did. Maxx Crosby is somebody that while he hasn't had 3 straight seasons of 12 and a half sacks or whatever the hell it is, he has been extremely productive throughout his career. He missed 5 games last season, so he's somewhat coming off of a less healthier season than what he's had in the past. But for the most part, he's been a healthy player throughout his entire career, man. I don't think that there's a single soul out there that would hate this move for the Cowboys. And I'm telling y'all right now, the Cowboys make this type of move right now at this juncture in the season with the way that this entire season is wide open. The NFL is wide open. Matter of fact, I don't know if I've seen an NFL season that's more wide open than this one is. And if Jerry really wants to try to go for it and get him a Super Bowl, this 100% is the season to do it, because there is no preeminent dominant power out there. There isn't any like dynastic power that's going to prevent anybody from being successful. No, this is the best team wins any given Sunday type of season as pertains to success in the later rounds of the playoffs. And I think that you got to go out there with guys that can make plays in the biggest moment. And while James Houston has played well, Jadeveon Clowney has been an enigma for us. He's played really well the last couple of weeks. While we do have some pass rushers that played well, Donovan Ezaraku, the rookie, he's played well. Man, you add Maxx Crosby to that room, and every one of those guys I just named gets a lot better. Now, what would have to happen is you would likely have to trade one of your pass rushers away, maybe a Sam Williams. Maybe you send Sam Williams to the Raiders with a pick or two, or you know what I'm saying? Maybe you send another one of those pass rushers, maybe a Marshawn Nealand or somebody, because I say that, and yes, you want to keep depth, but you don't want to have guys in positions where you're wasting what they could be presenting you. Some guys, they're worth more as trade pieces than they are as depth pieces, right? And I think if you bring a Maxx Crosby in, that's going to eat up a large percentage of your defensive end or edge snaps, right? So there's no point in having all these premium guys just sitting there melting away on the bench when you can use these guys to re-up the draft picks that you just traded for a Maxx Crosby. The Cowboys literally have 1,000 different options at their disposal right now of how they want to not only go out and get Maxx Crosby, but how they can afford Maxx Crosby, because that's the other thing. Second most cap in the league. They could easily afford $35 million cap space that he's going to require. And actually, let's go ahead and take a look at what his cap hits are. Maxx Crosby cap hits. Let's take a look at his cap hits real quick, because I do want to see how much against the actual salary cap will he actually be, charging for the Cowboys. If they went out and made this type of move, how much against the actual cap is he going to be getting hit? 2025 this year, pretty huge cap hit, $38 million. Obviously, that will be prorated a little bit if he were to get traded, so it'll come down to roughly about $27 million is what you will be looking at for the rest of this year as far as his cap hit. That is a massive cap hit. The Cowboys do still have enough cap to absorb that hit, but all of his cap hits are pretty freaking huge after this. So how they would make that work, I have no freaking clue. How they would actually make that work. But GP, Maxx Crosby, Dak, CD, then that makes everything else on your team work a lot better. To me, this is a Super Bowl move, and I absolutely want the Cowboys to make it. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you feeling this move that's being reported by Trey Wingo? I know y'all are. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one. How? Bow! Them damn Cowboys, bro. Holy cow.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Hey! I'm still them boys.